Welcome to NST Focus. I'm Ken Kane, and we are back talking about our upcoming show, Mothers and Fathers and Kids, Oh My, which is coming up on May 6, 7, 8, and 9. But we'll talk more about that later. First, let me introduce one of our cast members, Melaney Baker. Melaney, thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
So you're relatively new to Oregon. Give us an idea of how you got here. Where'd you start out?
Well, I was born and raised in San Jose, California, Silicon Valley area, and I lived there a majority of my life. Got married, had two beautiful daughters, and then unfortunately got divorced, but that happened, you know. Then I met my current husband in 2011, and both of my daughters ended up moving to Portland. So they were moving up here, and then I was like, well, now what am I gonna do? My kids are gone. So my husband and I talked, and we decided, well, I was gonna come up for a visit and start looking at homes. And found a beautiful home in Oregon City, fell in love with Oregon City, and that's how we ended up here.
It didn't take you long to get involved with theater here, but you've been doing theater for many years. Give us an idea of what you've done.
Yeah, well, it's a funny story how that actually got started. So I was able to retire early around age 50, and my husband said to me, what do you want to do now that you're retired? And I said, you know what I've always wanted to do? Community theater. And I had taken drama in high school, but it never panned out, never did anything with it. So I took a class at the local community college, and it was me and a bunch of 20-year-olds. And I loved it. It was so much fun. And then fast forward to the end of the class, the teacher got a hold of me probably about 3 weeks after the class had ended. And she said, Melaney, I have a director who's looking for someone your age. Obviously, she's only with 20-year-olds, so she, didn't have a lot of people around to call. And so she called me and hooked me up for an audition with him. And I auditioned, and I thought there's no way I'm getting this part. And sure enough, he called me a week later, and that was my first experience of being on stage. It was a comedy. It was called Having a Wonderful Time, Wish You Were Her. It was about a mom and dad, and when you've been married a long time, how things kind of lose interest in everything. And so we go up to a cabin, and we're trying to get the romance back. We invite our daughters to come, so there's all these escapades that happen. And towards the end of the play, we go out to kind of rekindle our romance, my husband and I, with just our bathrobes on. And so we go out, and here comes a bear. So we're off stage for a lot of what's going on, and then I end up coming in after I've been chasing the bear in a leaf costume, just covering, the basics, and a rake. And I came in and I ran in on stage like I'd been chasing the bear, and the audience went hysterical. And I was like, oh, that feeling. It was amazing. And that's what got me hooked. My very first play, and I just love comedies, and I just feed off of the audience and the applause and the laughter.
You've done lots of community theater. So what are some of the other things? You told us about Wish You Were Her. Mm-hmm. What else?
Let's see. Boeing. Mm-hmm. The story behind that is there's a bachelor who's dating 3 different stewardesses, all on different time zones, so they're all in and out, and none of the other women know about the other women. So it's a whole thing. And I played the maid, and I knew what was going on, and I didn't really like it. And the fun thing about that show is in and out of doors, it's like real good timing, and you got to be in and out of doors. Well, I came in and out of a kitchen door a lot, and the kitchen door was on hinges, so I was in and out fast. Well, at the end of the run, the director issues awards to all of the cast members and special awards for this or that. And my special award was, I'm not sure exactly what it said, but something about breaking the most doors. I think I stopped that door up a couple of times during live shows. So it was like, oh, well, now I can't get out of that door. I got to go find another door to come out. So, live theater is great because it leaves you a challenge for sure. So I did enjoy that one. And my most recent was here in Sherwood. Jimmy Dean, Five and Dime, and Lennon, who's directing this show,
right,
had also directed that one. And I played Stella May, and she was from Texas, and she was a bit of a drinker. So that was a lot of fun for me as well.
To me, anyway, there's a lot of Carol Burnett that just radiates from you. No better example of which was last November's show, where doing Santa Baby, you got to flirt with a plunger, a bathroom plunger, wearing a Santa cap. The plunger, not you wearing the Santa cap. I'm guessing that comedy really is sort of your happy place.
Oh, 100%, yeah. And it was funny because I had actually asked the director when she asked me to do that number if I could do it a little different. And so that's what I came up with to do. I just kind of played with things, and because I needed it to be funny, because Santa Baby can be very opposite of what I did, and so I love the laughs. I mean, that's what makes me go.
How'd you hook up with NST?
See, I think it was a Facebook ad, maybe on Facebook, I'm not quite sure. And I saw NST and I'm like, maybe I should give them a call. But I don't sing. And so I was like, I don't know if they're gonna want me, but I'll call. And so I called and I talked to someone, and she's very sweet. And she said, well, you should come to our audition. You don't have to do much. I freaked out planning my audition with the bars that I had to sing. And I got here and it was a piece of cake. It was no big deal. And now I'm getting better at my singing finally, which is awesome. Yeah, we have such a variety of talent in this group.
Were you challenged when you first got to NST? Because we tend to do musical reviews. Your background in California was more book musicals, working off a script and that kind of thing, right? Mm-hmm. Challenging making the transition or not?
It was, yeah, because, well, like I said, I hadn't ever sung on stage before, so mine was just strictly comedies that I had done before, and so the having to sing in front of people was like, whoa, I don't know if I could do it. But the nice thing about NST was, coming in as a newbie, I got in a lot of group numbers, so I kind of eased into it, and I didn't have to get right into Santa Baby until I'd been around a little while.
Well, to quote a famous musical, it's second nature to you now.
It
right?
is.
It is. I mean, I had no idea that you didn't sing before you got here.
Yeah, I sent the video to my friends of Santa Baby that I've known for years, and they're like, I didn't know you could sing. I go, me neither, go figure.
That's one of the great things, actually, about NST. We offer opportunities to people for growth, right? You might not think you can sing. You might not think you can act. And you might be completely scared to perform in front of people. But NST offers a pretty good safety net for that kind of thing.
They for sure do, yeah. And it's nice because it's a big group. So it's more comfortable than just getting thrown out there all by yourself for the first time, yeah.
Now, you have a husband, Dave.
I do.
He is also involved in theater, although not with NST.
Correct.
Right. But he's got something going right now that's coming up in just really a few days. So tell us about it.
Well, he has written a radio play, and he is now directing it. He likes to write these little plays for our family, and we read them around the table at Thanksgiving and Christmas. And we had gone to see a radio play in Portland, and he decided he wanted to write his own. So he did, and it's called Adventures with the Wilsons. And there are a few NSTers that will be in that show.
Yeah, it's not an NST project per se, but there's a bunch of us who are in there, yeah.
I happen to know a few people that I could recruit, so yeah, and it's going to be in Oregon City on April 17th, a Friday.
At noon?
Noon, and it's free.
Right, at Pioneer Community Center,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Yeah. It is really funny, and the fact that he wrote it is very much more impressive to me than anything that he was able to conceive of this. So why isn't he an NST?
You'd have to ask him that question. I don't know. He's a behind-the-scenes guy. I don't think he would ever get on stage and do that kind of stuff because he likes to be behind the camera.
Well, we have positions behind the camera. I will have to talk to him.
I'll give you his number.
Yeah, right. Next rehearsal, I might have to just take him aside. Let's talk about the current production. Mothers and Fathers and Kids, Oh My. Are there particular numbers in there that you particularly are having a good time with?
Of course. Well, I get to do a duet from one of my favorite musicals, White Christmas. I'm going to be doing Sisters with Diana. I love her so much, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I've always watched White Christmas. I still watch it to this day every year, and it's going to be a lot of fun. We get to dance and everything and sing. But I think right now in rehearsals, the most comedic one for me right now is Baby Shark. That's all I'm going to say.
There you go. Yeah.
It's going to be...
Well, and that brings us full circle back to Mothers and Fathers and Kids, Oh My. It's a family show about families. We're going to talk a lot, or sing a lot, and talk a lot, I guess, about relationships that individual cast members have had with their families over time. It's a little bit of a different approach than most Northwest Senior Theater shows, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And I know you're going to be really great. So it's the 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th of May. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon at Rise Church in Tigard. It's $10. It's a cheap seat for a fun afternoon of all kinds of entertainment. So, Melaney, thank you for being here. Thank you for being in the show. And hopefully, you guys will get a chance to see Melaney in action. Thanks for watching NST Focus. Well, and that brings us